How do? Off out on another one today. Behind me you can see where I stayed last week, or week before, whenever it was. So I'm walking the coastal path, or first half of it, from Blackgang down towards Freshwater Way. Winging it a bit at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is get into Freshwater Bay, cut across into Freshwater, whip through into Yarmouth, and maybe have a camp at Fort Vic. Either that or carry straight on to Allen Bay again and go from there. Should be quite a good one for you today, because I've just gone over on my bleeding ankle, so it could get quite amusing, or I might have to call the missus, but I'm all right at the moment. Bleeding hurt though. Anywho, once again, load of wind here. I don't know how much you're going to hear. Let's have a little look at the views I'm encountering as I walk. Not very bad, is it? Anyway, see this place here? Down the bottom there's an abandoned village I want to do a couple of wild camps in. Johnny ain't too keen because, you know, he's a bit of a girl. Anyway, onward. I'm thinking that could well be my next wild camp spot. Might be a bit choppy like. All this bleeding effort I'm going through to shed a few pounds, so I'm tired of being fat. There was a loophole staring me in the face the whole time. I've just got to identify as thin, become trans slender. Bad even for me, that. On a serious note, all training for this coast to coast I'm doing, and I am going to do it to try and raise a bit of awareness for men's mental health, and also to raise some money for a charity called Combat Stress, helping our ex-service men and women with PTSD, because, you know, their condition is a direct result of them laying it on the line for us. I personally know people that suffer with this, and they are some of the strongest, brightest, funniest people, and it is absolutely heartbreaking to see. Anyway, I'll leave all the details in the actual vid of the coast to coast. I don't want to flood it now and put people off thinking I'm begging, because it's not about that. It's just a sort of way to say thank you. I'm going to tuck my lungs back up my hoop and crack on. Something tells me they may need to move this path a bit. You have got to love human ingenuity. Look, that has all been rigged up so that he can hoist his crab and lobster pots up. Pretty damn awesome. Looks like something that Steve from Frogman Wild Camps and Wonders would do. Hey! Anyone else thinking whoever owns that has got a still? And they all packed up and they moved to Beverly. I'll just walk from there, right the way up to the road, right the way back down, and there's a, what, 30-metre path. What a prat. Bit nice though, isn't it? I've only been going to lie to you, it's pretty tempting to go for a dip, but I've got to get a wriggle on. They got the right idea. Bit windy though. As usual, my wife turned up an hour and a half late from the horses, and by the time she dipped about getting showered, and that made me 2 hours late from starting to walk. Which is weird, because she turns up an hour and a half late, yet always has a go at me for arriving too early. Anyhow, I need to sit down in a bit, get some water down my head, a couple of nuts in my mouth, stop it, and sun cream on my face because this wind is just taking the edge off the sun, and I've got a feeling that my jowls are getting singed, not to mention my 8 head. So next bench I come across, boom, rehydrate, refuel. Johnny may be joining us later. He was going to do the walk, but he had a smear test that he couldn't cancel. So as we don't know what we're doing, or I don't know what I'm doing, I've changed my gear up a bit tonight. I've got my DD 3x3 tarp. I bought a hammock with me, so depending on where I end up, it'll be a 3x3 shelter. Bleeding hell, that's windy, right near the cliff edge. We'll have a 3x3 shelter or a hammock setup, but that's the way I'm going. There's some cows. You wouldn't want to be wearing a poncho up here, it'd be like a bleeding wingsuit. That is really windy. So much so that I don't know if this mic is going to handle it. As I say, well, as I've yet to say, this mic only cost me a tenner, and it has made a world of difference on days like today. In the 10 minutes I spend editing my videos, I can't stand listening to wind noise. And if you are able to hear me, absolute bargain. I won't dig out the link because it would have changed by the time I bought it. On my Wife Goes Wild camping video, the link's on there. I might whack a little thing up there if I remember. Anyhow, let's get it on. Welcome to the Isle of Wight. Oh, yeah. So, after raving about my microphone, it's decided to go and give up on me. Now then, that town behind me is a little place called Freshwater Bay. The reason I'm doing this here rather than down there is it's currently a town in mourning. I don't want to cause any more distress or upset, so I thought I'd tell you the story from back here. It's in mourning due to the passing of one of its oldest and most colourful residents. One that I'd like to tell you briefly about the story of her life. Young Phyllis McCavity, or Phil as she liked to be known, was born in 1915 in a tenement up in Glasgow. As soon as she was old enough, she was turning tricks down in Sockehole Street with her best friend of the time, Ben Doon. Now, when the war broke out in 1939, she thought she had come down to the Isle of Wight to help with the war effort the only way she knew how. Ben came with her, he serviced the Navy, while Phil, she took on the rest. They were an immediate hit. Often you could hear shouts of Ben Doon and Phil McCavity being shouted through the streets of Freshwater Bay. Now, after the war ended, Ben found God and wanted to repent his ways. The ways of a rent boy didn't sit well in the church. He sought normal employment, which he found in a local sperm bank. Unfortunately, after 6 months, he got caught drinking on the job and was fired. His life quickly spiralled, and he went to the local abattoir to end it the way that he could only see fit. He launched himself into an industrial mincer. This didn't stop Phyllis. As her years progressed, her order book got fuller and fuller. And I remember once speaking to her in the Albion pub and asked her, how a lady of her years managed to keep up with the demand. I mean, she had a lot of men. She simply looked at me with a glint in her eye and said, with age and experience, I find it easier to fit them in. Now, as happens with many women of, you know, senior years, her hips went and she thought it would be the end of her career. But being the resourceful young lady, old lady she was, she invented the quick release system, which helped with the whoop whoop, which now you can see on every mountain bike known to man. Anyway, God bless her, she's gone. And to commemorate it tonight, at 7:15 or 1915, the year of her birth, all of the local toms and clients in the village are all going to line the streets and drop their pants to half-mast. Rest in peace, Phil. Bend doon and fill me cavity. I think you'll find it was the Stone Roses that said that. This is me purely guessing. I reckon I'm about 15 mile in now, with about 3 or 4 to go. Like a muppet, I decided, because I was feeling really good, to have a little jog. My legs are cramping, just a lot. So yeah, there you go. Head down, crack on, get to that railway track. I've decided to go to Fort Vic. Johnny's going to meet us there, hopefully. Right, Afton Road, is that what I want? I don't know, soon find out. Well, just walking along the cycle path to Yarmouth from Freshwater. Saw some guy in a rather nice tent setting up in the side. Nice shiny head on him. Course, gone over. Alright, Shane. Isle of Wight bushcraft, Shane. Got right up to him. It weren't Shane. But happy enough to see me. We have made it, yes. How was your smear test, Johnny?
It was right, it's a bit sore. We ran like the cotton wool bud down the...
Not bad vista, is it? Right, I need to get some water down my head and my hammock up. There's Johnny, stealth as you like again. Turn to the side, John. Anyway, that bleeding thing's going. 500 calories of pot pasta type stuff. Got a cappuccino on the go and all. Set up, if you can see it, just be TW. Big un. Tyvek bivvy bag. Got me little inflatable inside that, and me down DOS bag with a DD 3x3 tarp. Sorry it's so dark. So all in all, after the day, I'm actually feeling all right. Bit stiff. My right leg and right knee are in rag order, but that's to be expected. Just gonna try some of my own made. Ain't homemade, it's just bleeding bachelor's pot pasta. But I'm gonna try it regardless. About 500 calories worth there. Got some cereal bars, lovely cup of coffee, and still using that epoxy gas burner. Got to be done, innit? Actually looking forward to getting back in a hammock. Cracking sight, John. Beautiful views. You got your little twig stove again?
twig stove.
Loving it.
Hopefully no disasters like last time. My burger fell through.
No one likes your burger falling through. I'm not a fan of dried bleeding food, but needs must. You know the drill. Anything drastic or fantastic, I'll let you know. Oh, good eating, Jonathan. You ain't right, boy. My bag full of snot's just warming up. We'll hurry up, because I'm bloody starving. Going up around there. Yeah, cushy night. Don't know if you could see the setup earlier. I'll show you in the morning. Be easier that way, wouldn't it? Don't you reckon? I'm half tempted to start a fire. Bushcraft it up.
It's blowing that, so it'll be away from you.
Yeah, but in saying that, I ain't far off bed. Stiffening up, sitting down, getting up. All right, want some moving. 18 mile in the end. 17.8. I don't want to be giving myself too much. He's a gimp. Jonathan, explain yourself. Explain yourself. What the actual fuck is going on there?
It's cold.
Morning, mongrels. Bleeding cold one last night. This little sleep mat is very, very narrow, so when you're in a hammock, anytime you come off it, yeah, instantly felt the cold. So, awake most of the night, just laying still. Still comfy, really comfy. I think I've got a couple of hours in. Johnny's still asleep by the sounds of it. I'll get up in a bit, show you around camp, and put some brekkie on, because I want a coffee. That's the view when you wake up, people. It's alright, isn't it? Alright. Now check that out. See that behind? That's the old fort, or the battery, now turned into flats. Can you imagine living there? Don't know if you can see that, I can't see what I'm filming. Still really bleeding cold at the minute. Anyway, I'm going to drain the main vein and get me shizzle together. Little look at camp. Green Hornet and ultralight tarp. And I'm rocking, I'll show you what I'm rocking. Here's me setup then. DD 3x3 tarp. On inside, I've got my 10th Wonder XL hammock, Tyvek bivvy bag, helium pillow, and down DOS bag, and underneath there I've got my little airbed, which does work, but it is very narrow. Comfortable night. Fodder time. There you go, look, all packed up, and me and the big lad are on a mission out. You're out there, bobblehead. I don't know if I'm filming you or not. Sounded like a bleeding UFO. Right. Might film you walking out, might not. Ta-da! Nothing? You got nothing?
I've got nothing.
He's got nothing.
Yeah, this bloke here, he's always sat here every time I walk past. You know what he does? He just sat here every day.
Oi! Sex pest.
Wait, talking to you.
Oh no, he's got wood. And this be how we keep them pesky mainlanders away. Right, the comments vid that I said I'll do as a separate vid. And also I've been tagged by Londoner Outdoors, apples pound a pound, on a luxury item tag. So I'll get that done at some stage. Just go check his channel out. He's a bit like me, just a bit shorter. We joined up talking. He looks shorter. I mean, we're not talking Tom Cruise short, but he definitely looks up a lot. So yeah, I'll have them coming up soon. They may take a while because, you know, I actually have to go out to film them, and I don't generally do that. Anyhow, catch it in a bit. The wife's on way.